Hello, this is a tutorial on Let the People Praise Thee, O God. Before we start, guys, I want to bring your attention to a really good recording of this by the Atlanta Master Chorale done in 2015. So if you Google that piece, it's really worth your time to listen to that. And just to make this tutorial a little briefer than it could be, I'm just going to say, guys, this piece is very well marked. It's full of accents, tenutos, dynamics. We're going to try and observe everything, and so I'm not going to point out every little thing that's already in the music. Just know that we're going to observe it. Some generalizations: flip all your R's. Vowels should be tall choral vowels. If you think about Illuminati, we're going to want the same type of vowel production here. And the third thing is, guys, I want to really emphasize that every consonant needs to be heard. So alighting consonants to the next word is going to be the name of the game. Okay, so to the tutorial, where the voices first come in on the first page, we're calling that letter A. This is going to be a 4-measure phrase, so no breaths within those 4 measures. Bottom of page 3, the other night sectionals, you did a great job of 1, 2, 3, the 4th measure that I'm counting as 1 and 2 and 3 and. So we're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 and 2 and 3 and that went really well, so I won't waste more time talking about that counting. Glad. If you were in New York, I absolutely loved Dr. Rohde's car key trick that he did to get through consonant blends. And if you weren't in New York, we'll talk about that in sectionals, but it's really, really very useful. Very tall vowels: let the nations rejoice and be glad. Be careful of those long E sounds in rejoice and be. Keep those corners in. You can even think a little I into that vowel. Okay, look at the bottom of page 4, second system, page 4, second measure. That's a duplet entrance, so make sure we're coming in quick enough there and not making a triplet entrance. On page 5, we're going to take a breath after the word righteously. So it's the page 5, first system, first measure, breath mark there. And going back to the bottom of page 4, there's a lot of consonants in that phrase. For thou shalt judge the folk righteously. So we want to get all those consonants to be voiced there. Okay, bottom of page 5. Yay, you get to look up at your audience. Top of page 6, letter B. Once again, that's going to be a 4-measure phrase, no breaths there. And the bottom system of page 6, so you have our first kind of syncopated entrances. We'll make sure you're reading your accents there. The word increase, top of page 7, keep those corners in on the long E sound, and of course flip your R's. You're going to do throughout here. Bottom system of page 7, tenors, make sure you're bringing out those ascending 8th note little patterns in that phrase. Oh God, even our own God shall give us. That's really important there. Everybody take a breath after the word blessing and be careful not to punch the second syllable of the word blessing. Okay, you need to get that page turned quickly because the top of page 8, we have big chords. Throughout page 8, guys, the whole page is descending in pitch, so we need to think higher, so we're not going flat there. And accents, big accents on the word fear him. Get a lot of air through that F. And by the bottom of page 8, our dynamic is going to go all the way to pianissimo by our last cutoff there. So we're descending both in pitch and decreasing in volume all throughout page 8. Page 9 is letter C. This is your contrasting section. This was sung by the boys' choir at the wedding ceremony. So we're looking for this beautiful pure tone with no vibrato. Put a little crescendo on the word God there on the first measure of that second system. A little crescendo on the word us there. Do not breathe, please, after that first us. We're going to take a breath after the second us, and it's going to be on the second well, actually the breath is going to be on the third eighth note of the measure. The S on us is going to come in on the second eighth note. So throughout this whole piece, most of your cutoffs come right on the beat, so they're pretty easy. This is an exception. It's still easy, but it's not right on the beat. So it's going to be bless us and, okay? And third system, page 7, you see the word shoo. It sounds like God is shooing us away, but we're going to change that to show. He's showing us the light. So third system, page 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth measure, that's going to be that same kind of cutoff where the S on, or the C sound on countenance comes in on the second eighth note of that measure, and then you'll have a breath there. Okay, going to page 10, this is a continuation of the same contrasting section. As we talked about in sectionals, we're going back and forth between sopranos and tenors, then baritones and altos, and then all four voices together. But when all four voices come in on Thy Saving Grace on that second system, we can't be any louder. It's just a change of tone color. And we're ending pianissimo by the end of that page. Okay, page 11, basses and tenors, let all the people praise thee, O God. Put the D on God on the last eighth note of that measure. Same with the next two measures, except now we're adding the altos to that. Let all the people praise thee, O God. Put that D on together. Okay, page 12, starting on the third measure at the top, this is going to be another four measure phrase, no breaths there. And we have more of that syncopated entrance stuff. Glad, tall A on glad. We hold those forever. Our vowels need to be beautiful. Okay, page 14, this is going to be letter E on the top of page 14, second measure. Huge entrance there, fortissimo in all voices. Do not breathe, please, after the word Father on the top of that page, but I will give you a breath after the word Son, which will come in on the second system of page 14, first measure. Quick breath there. Okay, lots of accents, lots of syncopation. Top of page 15, we're not really going to make that end a true staccato. We're going to put the D on end on the next eighth note, so it's going to be world without end. World without end. You have that 2 times in a row, different voices. The third one, world without end. This time the D comes right on beat 1. Amen. Think a little H in that M-E. Think M-E-H-N to have a nice vowel on men that we hold forever. I wrote, sorry, altos, just one note. That's my attempt at humor because this whole piece you've been in seconds. But the last note, all the other voices are divisi and altos just get one note. So that Matthias, it's like he's apologizing to you on the last note. Like, sorry, altos, I leaned on you heavily, so I'm going to give you just one note at the end. Okay, so this will be fun. I will see you in rehearsals. Bye.